Hey guys, this is our team and player showcase for NHL North American Dallas Stars. And first up, we have Tyler Seguin, overall average 89 with his potential elite. And here are his attributes. His player type being a playmaker. Let's see his stats here. Looking pretty solid. Lowest being defense and physical at 3.5 stars, with the rest of his stats being a solid 5 stars. Here we have John Klingberg. Overall average is 87 with the potential elite. Here are his attributes. His player type is offensive defenseman, and his lowest stat being physical at 3 stars. We have skating and shooting at 4 stars, senses and defense at 4.5, and his puck skills are 5 star. Here we have Miro Heiskanen. Overall average 86. His potential is elite. And here are his attributes. Player type being a two-way defender. His weakest being physical at a 3 star. His shooting is at 3.5. Then we have senses, skating, and puck skills at 4 stars, with his defense being at 4.5. And here we have Alexander Radulov. Overall average is at 86. His potential is elite. Here we have his attributes. His player type is playmaker. And let's see here. Stats, lowest stat being his physical at 3.5 stars. We have defense, skating, senses, and I think senses is it, 4 stars. And we have shooting at 4.5, with puck skills being 5 stars. Here we have Joe Pavelski, overall average of 85, and his potential is elite. Here are his attributes. Player type being a two-way forward. And let's take a look here. His weakest stat being physical at a 3-star rating. His defense, 3.5 stars. His senses and skating and shooting at 4 stars. And puck skills at 5 stars. Here we have Jamie Benn. The overall average of 85. Potential is elite. And his attributes. Player type is a power forward. And let's see here. Weakest stat being defense at 3.5 stars. We have skating, senses, and shooting at 4 stars. And his puck skills and physical are 4.5 stars. Here we have Issa Lindo. Overall average of 84. Potential is top 4D. And his attributes. His player type being a two-way defender. Let's take a look. His shooting is at 3 stars. We have senses, skating, physical, and puck skills at 3.5, with his defense being 4 stars. And here we have Roop Hintz. Overall average of 83. His potential being top 6F. And his attributes. His player type is a two-way forward. And let's take a look here. His lowest being puck skills, defense, skating, physical, and senses at 3.5 stars, with his shooting at 4 stars. Up next, Denis Gurianov. overall average of 82. His potential is elite. And here are his attributes. His player type being a sniper. Let's take a look at his stats. Defense and senses are his lowest at 3 stars. We have puck skills, physical at 3.5. His shooting and skating are at 4 stars. And here we have Radek Faksa. Overall average of 81. His potential top 6F. And his attributes. His player type is a two-way forward. And his lowest being senses at 3 stars. We have his puck skills, his shooting, skating, and defense at 3.5, with his physical being at 4 stars. And here we have Mateus Johnmark. Overall average of 80, his potential being a top 9F, and his attributes. His player type being sniper. His weakest attributes are puck skills, defense, senses, and physical at 3 stars. We have shooting at 3.5 and skating at 4 stars. Here we have Andrzej Sekera. Overall average of 80. Potential is top 4D. And his attributes. Player type being offensive defenseman. And let's see here. His weakest being his physical at 3 stars. We have defense, skating, shooting, and senses at 3.5. And his puck skills at 4 stars. Here we have Jamie Oleksiak. Overall average of 80. Potential is top 6D. And his attributes. Player type being a defensive defenseman. And let's see here. His lowest stats being puck skills and senses at 2.5 stars. We have shooting at 3 stars. Defense and skating at 3.5, with his physical at 5 stars. Here is Jason Dickinson. Overall average 80. His potential is top 6F. And here are his attributes. His player type is a two-way forward. And let's see here. Lowest skills being puck skills, senses, and physical at 3 stars. Then we have defense, skating, and shooting at 3.5. Here we have Blake Kamau. Overall average of 79. And potential is top 9F. Here is his attributes. And his player type is a two-way forward. Our lowest stats being puck skills, senses at 3 stars. We have his shooting, defense, and skating at 3.5, and his physical at a 4 star. Up next, Stefan Johns. Overall average of 79. Potential is top 6D. And his attributes. His player type is a defensive defenseman. And his lowest stats are puck skills and senses at 2.5 stars. His shooting is at 3 stars. Defense and skating at 3.5. And his physical at 4. Here we have Corey Perry. Overall average of 79. Potential being elite. And his attributes. His player type being a sniper. And lowest attributes are defense, skating, and senses at a 3 star. Puck skills at 3.5. And we have his shooting and physical at a 4 star. Here we have Justin Dowling. Overall average of 78. Potential is bottom 6F. And his attributes. Player type being a two-way forward. Let's take a look at what we have here. everything but skating at a 3-star rating, and his skating is at a 3.5. Here we have Andrew Cogliano with the overall average of 78. His potential is top 9F. And here are his attributes. His player type is a two-way forward. And we have his senses at 2.5 stars, being the lowest. His shooting, physical, and puck skills at 3 stars. His defense at 3.5. And his skating at 4 stars. Here we have Taylor Fedun with the overall average of 78 and potential being 7D. Here are his attributes, and his player type is a two-way defender. His lowest stats being puck skills and senses at 2.5 stars. We have his shooting at 3 stars, his defense, skating, and physical at 3.5 stars. Up next, Martin Hansel, overall average of 77, and his potential is top 9F. Attributes up next, his player type being a two-way forward. And let's see here, lowest being his senses at 2.5 stars, his shooting and skating, also his puck skills at 3 stars, and we have his physical and defense at 3.5 stars. And our last one up is Roman Polak with the overall average of 75, his potential being top 6D, and his attributes. His player type being defensive defenseman. And let's see here. Weakest stats being puck skills and senses at a 2-star. His shooting is at 2.5 stars. Defense and skating at 3 stars. And his physical at 4 stars. And that was our team and player showcase for NHL North American Dallas Stars.